And hello. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's doing well. As you can probably see, Robin's not here with me, so I don't believe he's going to be joining us tonight. So hopefully we'll have him back next week. But anyway, hope everyone is doing well. And thanks for tuning in. And we'll bring Ashley on here in just a few minutes. But right now, I just wanted to kind of go over a few things. Of course, this weekend we have Ashmore Estates. We have the Race Chasers is going to be there. Well, I shouldn't say we. I'm not me, but yeah. So those guys are going to be at Ashmore Estates doing a different type of event. They're actually going to be doing daytime investigations and nighttime investigations. So I think there's still tickets left on that. So if you guys get a chance, you should buy tickets to that and go check out the Wraith Chasers. Because like I said, Chris and Mike will be there at Ashmore Estates on Saturday. And if you're looking at booking Ashmore, you might want to look into the dates that are open next year, because I think all the Saturdays are almost booked up for the whole year. I can't say for sure, of course, but I know a lot of the dates are booked up already for next year. So if you're looking to book at Ashmore Estates next year, you should probably look into the calendar on there in the bottom of the screen there, ashmorestates.net. You can go and check out the calendar and see what's available on there and get everything booked. So off from that one, let's go over to Rhodes Hotel. Let's put the information on there on the bottom of the screen. So if anybody is looking to book at Rhodes Hotel, we do have heat. So we are booking year round because we do have heat. So if you're looking for a place to investigate this winter, then write down the website there and go to rhodeshotel.com, or you can email us or call, and you're going to reach my sister and she will get you taken care of and get you booked up. We have a public investigation coming up on December 10th. It's a Saturday, and it's 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. We only have 2 tickets left to that. So you might want to get those tickets pretty soon if you're looking at buying tickets for that. So, and then and also we do have, I think there's some dates left, like weekends left the rest of this year. So if you're looking to book something, again, we have heat. So you go ahead and get a hold of us, and we'll get you booked up. I think that's about all I have, really. There's not too much chit chat, I guess, since we don't have Robin. We're just going to wait on Ashley to get in here. Her camera's freezing up on her, so we'll get her in here in just a minute and talk to her. But in the meantime, I believe, yes, let's go over to this real quick. So feel free to go over to YouTube and subscribe to our page on there. It's LLF Radio, which is, like Robin said, I don't know why it's LLF Radio, because it's not radio. But anyway, go over there and sign up if you would. And we've got, this is episode 62, I believe, that we have now. That we're doing. So there's 61 other episodes that we have on there, all kinds of people from, the paranormal shows and even people that are running locations and such, that we have on there that we've interviewed and talked to and stuff over time. So since we started doing the video streams here on Facebook. So if you would go over there and subscribe to that, check it out. And let's hide that. And let's see if I think we have Ashley on here. Let me see if we do. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on here. We're going to make an attempt at this because, like, before I bring her on, we brought her on a couple weeks ago, and we were going to do the show, and we had issues. Apparently, there was something going on, a glitch between Facebook and StreamYard, so we had some trouble with that. So we weren't able to do the show. We had to change things up. But anyway, it looks like she's here. So let's give this a shot and see if we can pull her in and talk to us. Hey.
I think this works.
Is it working? I can see
working.
you. I can hear you. So yes.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm turning this off because my head is killing me. But yeah, I even just did it from my phone because it wasn't restarting until I got on my phone. And then my computer started working. So we got it. I'm so excited.
Gotta love technology, right?
I'm telling you, this happens every single time I'm on someone else's show. And because I have my own show, it's a horrible problem because it takes about 20 minutes to get started because my technology is just all over the place.
I was just getting ready to say, you gotta love technology, right? It's great when it works, but not so great when it doesn't work.
It never works around me. I told you, I don't know what it is, but when we're on investigations, even I'm not allowed to be around the equipment because I either make it go off or I drain everything really quick. So I'm not allowed to be around even like filming equipment. I have to be at least 20 feet back. And I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, you warned me ahead of time. You told me that you have that there's never fails. That these things happen and you have trouble, and I'm just like, it'll be all right. We'll be good. Because every show we've ever done, I don't think we've ever had an issue. Like, and then that one night, coincidentally, or who knows, I don't know, but yeah, we had issues, and
you're welcome.
We couldn't. Yeah, we just couldn't seem to get it to work that night, right?
Did you hear that just now?
What was that?
You tell me. I'm telling you, man. I'm haunted. Like everything.
Yeah, I heard something when I coughed, but
that like a
yeah, I didn't know what it was. I was just like, yeah, I thought maybe it was you.
No.
Yeah. I don't. Uh-oh. We lost Ashley. So let's give it a minute here and see if she makes it back, and then I'll bring her back in. In the meantime, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. Just going to kind of give it a minute and see if we can get Ashley back and see if we can get it working here again. But I think we have her back. So let's see if we can add her back in here real quick. Are you there?
I told you.
Yep.
All right,
Cross your fingers, right?
Real quick. Yeah, buddy. I've noticed the more excited I get or the more amped up I get, the worse it is. So
yeah,
calm down real quick. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Thank you very much.
Good.
It's way too cold. I hate it.
I know. This weather's horrible. And like, we even got snow the other day here.
Where do you live?
I'm not too far from Indianapolis. I'm kind of northeast of Indianapolis, so good old Indiana weather. Yeah. It's we got a little bit of snow the other day, and it was trying to snow a little bit earlier, but it quit. So I'm not looking forward to winter at all.
Is it not winter there? Like, is that not normal for that time of year there?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all over the place. Honestly, I've seen times that it'd be snowing like around Halloween, and there's times that like you don't see snow until January. This weather's so messed up. It was like 70 degrees about a week ago.
That
Um,
sounds like the South.
yeah, it's unreal. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like I said, good old Indiana weather. But yeah. Anyway, so thanks for being on. Thanks for coming back on, even though the first time didn't work out so well.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I was very honored when you asked me to come on. I was like, I didn't even know this dude knew what this was. So I really appreciate it. I'm a big
Well,
fan of everything you do with Lost Limbs.
thanks. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know a whole lot about your place, but that's exactly why we're doing this, so we can learn more, and everybody that tunes in can learn more, and all that. So, I guess to start off, why don't like maybe just tell about yourself, and and give everybody an idea about you.
Um, oh, I'm talking about me. So the asylum, I feel like I not necessarily have to talk about me, but when we do the shows,
Hmm.
it's more of me as an investigator and stuff, not the actual location. But
Yeah.
the asylum in itself. So I meant to send you that flyer with all the available dates that I have for next year, but I'm
Mm.
almost fully booked for next year. I have
Oh, good.
2 months though that I have booked, but I'm shutting down that way I can do repairs and everything.
Mm.
Anyone who has followed for a while the asylum knows that our biggest issue is break-ins. It's in the middle of a little neighborhood, and
Mm.
all of my neighbors do as much as they can to help, as well as the police department. But it was built in 1954 and left for about 15, 16 years with nothing going on in between, and nothing but vandalisms, break ins, people ODing in there. Because it was basically used as like a drug den at one point.
Yeah.
Still is from time to time. Like I have the police sweep the building every time before we go in there because I have had people recently OD in the building because Monday through Friday there's no one really there unless it's a
Yeah.
team overnight on Friday and Saturday. But I want to get this out there because without the bookings, I can't get this place restored. Everything that I make from the building, bookings, events, merchandise, anything that goes out goes towards restoration. But within the past 2 years, I've had, I can't even tell you how many book break ins at this point.
Yeah.
We'd have to ask the local police department for all of the files that they have from me filing complaints and
Yeah.
trespassing charges and stuff. But uh, the last break in, they took out everything that I had done rewiring wise for the south and main wing,
Yeah.
and they stripped all of it. They stripped the copper from the back again. That's the second time I've had that replaced. And then they took all of the light bulbs from every single wing and they broke them to get like the components I guess you can sell off for like 5, $7 a piece. But breaking
God.
over like 100 of them will get you a pretty penny, you know?
Oh yeah.
They ripped out the fire, so the fire sprinklers, the safety sprinklers, and everything. They
Hmm.
ripped out the pipes. It's like I guess get just the metal. I don't ask why crackheads do what crackheads do, but um, just the awareness. And I'm just trying not to cry because I put on makeup for the party show we're supposed to have later for the asylum. This is going to be the first show tonight,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's hard
It is. Yeah.
because and this is my fault. This is so my fault. I'm a horrible businesswoman. The first year that I had it, I donated more than I actually booked. And then so when 2022 came around for bookings again for the second year, I guess this is going on the third year in 2023, but
Hmm.
most of the bookings that I had this year were from donations that I made last year. So without the bookings coming in, I have no money to put into this place. But then everybody's like, oh, well, it doesn't have a bathroom and it doesn't have electricity and this and that. And I love this place. It's so great. It's so active. Da da da. But I won't come back until this, that, and the third is done, which I totally get. But
Hmm.
one, as investigators, I, I don't know. I guess the regions that they're from are different, but a lot of the places that I go to do not have running things because they're trying to get it restored or in
Yeah.
the midst of restoring it. So you
Yep.
understand and then you compensate for that. We have
Yeah.
electrical go bags, and I even have like electrical portable charging stations and everything. That way you can still
Hmm.
charge everything you need to without having running electricity. I have camping toilets. You're also welcome to use the grounds. I mean, there's
Hmm.
also what you call it, gas station on the corner
Hmm.
that's 24 hours. Um, I try and do everything without having electricity and the bathrooms to accommodate
Yeah.
you're staying there. Okay. Now, when you choose not to book and come back because I'm lacking this, that, and the third, none of that's going to get fixed if I don't have people coming back. I
Yeah.
maybe have like the same four teams that have like consistently come back,
Hmm.
but all of the teams and they come in for 2 or 3 hours. They're like, this, nothing's happening, and then leave.
Yeah. I have nights like here that people will be here a few hours or so, and they're like, "There's nothing going on," and they're ready to leave, and I'm like, "You can't.
But
You
you
you need to
just
stick it out because you haven't been here that long."
just got, and that is frustrating because that has also been a bulk of the people.
Hmm.
Now with all the YouTubers, and I'm not knocking it or anything, but
Yeah.
they book for these full nights that another team could have had that spot,
Hmm.
and then they leave, and I'm sitting there with a open location for the night, and I live 3 hours away. Like
Oh wow.
that's
Yeah.
not an easy thing for me. In Broken Bow, Oklahoma, Trina, love that name.
Oh yeah.
Um, but it's so frustrating because when I do
Yeah.
finally get something done, something happens. Like we had a
Another
storm.
setback.
Yeah, we had a storm like 4 months ago, a really bad windstorm, and my neighbor's tree almost knocked out the front porch on my south wing side. And then
Mm.
we just had a horrible tornado go through. And when I tell you that I lit candles and everything, and not to
Hmm.
say that I had anything to do with it, but it skipped Broken Bow. Like it hit
That's
right
good.
outside of Ho Chi Town, lifted up, and then hit Idabel and all of these other places
Yeah.
right near us, but us. And it was a, what is it, E or F that they're categorized, and I don't pay attention to tornadoes.
Yeah. I think it's
It
like
was a
EF
though,
now. I
which is
think. I don't know.
pretty
Mhm.
big.
Yeah.
One of the two. Edie! She's one of the
Well,
ladies that I'm talking about. They come back all the time. I think they're like the
good.
only people who consistently talk with us, aside from Michael Kopf. The people that I'm going to be on the show with tonight after this is basically
Hmm.
just a group of all the people who've come back quite a few times.
Yeah.
They've been there, I
But
think,
I mean,
six now.
hmm well, I mean, people don't realize that there's so much work. I mean, and sometimes I think people think that you're making a lot of money off of these locations and stuff, and
Shit.
it's not the case. Yeah, I mean, because you got work to do, and I mean, even this place, it's decent shape, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and
Hmm.
it's hard to do it when I mean, unless you're getting a lot of bookings, like you said. I mean, and and I'm like you. It's like we need to restore these places and keep them in good condition, and that way they last longer and they're around. That's just like this place. I'm hoping is here for another 130 years.
That's what I'm
From
trying to make
now.
sure that they have. And it's not about the investigators to me. Like, you guys, I'm trying to make it a comfortable environment for the spirits that are there. I can imagine how shitty it must have felt like when we had all of like the open holes in the roof and stuff. Like they're just sitting there. And I know it sounds freaking nuts, but because everybody's like, oh, they're dead, they don't care. And I'm like, but they might. And you don't know
Yeah,
that. And
exactly.
this is
Yeah.
their home. And
Hmm.
I am not big on clearing or passing things over and stuff like that. Because no matter what you say, you don't know where you're actually sending. I don't care what.
Yeah.
I've had gifts my whole life, and I still to this day will not be like, I'm going to cross this
Hmm.
person over. You do not know where you're sending them. Once their
Yeah.
light, their energy is filtered, is the way I think of the process.
Hmm.
You don't know where their energy is going to go. You don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't tell them to stay, but I
Hmm.
also don't make them leave.
Yeah.
It's their home, and we're just working around them rather than they're working for us.
Yeah.
And so when people are like, well, why don't you have like a snack bar? And I'm like, well, because I had to get the roof fixed. Like, would you rather
Yeah.
me have snack? And I have, for the most part, like when it's events and big things like that with big groups of people that are going to be overnight, I always have vendors
Hmm.
on site, like random vendors from town, just set up in the front and they can get food however they
Yeah.
want instead of having to leave and go get food throughout the night. The vendors are on site.
Hmm.
And again, try and make it as comfortable as possible. But then they expect
Yeah.
the actual impossible without knowing that it's just one person doing this most of the time.
Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, and especially like, I mean, how big is your place? Like,
21,000 square feet with it's a main wing, a south wing, and a north wing.
yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure exactly how big it was, but yeah,
It
that's.
looks kind of tiny when you look at the pictures, but once
Mhm.
every person when they get there, they're like, "This is much bigger than I thought it would be." I'm like,
Yep.
"Yeah." And when you
Yeah.
get in, it's still like all kind of a bunch of rooms, like patient
Hmm.
rooms, basically, because it was a nursing home, not an asylum. Um,
Yeah.
but there's so many different areas to investigate in instead of just being like big open spaces. There are plenty of different rooms to set up in, and I love it for events because we always make sure that we have someone like a group in the main wing, a group in the south wing, and a group in the north wing, and then we
Yeah.
rotate throughout the night that we're not bumping into each other
Hmm.
as much as possible. It is
Yeah.
kind of echoey throughout the main and south wing because you can't put up a wall in between those two.
Hmm.
But we try and do it as diligently as possible until people start screaming because they got touched or something.
Hmm. And I'm assuming that, like, since I know that you're big on, and you speak about this on saving these locations and stuff. I'm assuming that you took on the place because you want to save it. You want to work on it and work on trying to restore it and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my main goal with it is to kind of turn it eventually into like a B&B type thing,
Hmm.
where especially in the north wing that's in so much worse shape, but I could get more money loan wise to build it into a business, but it
Yeah.
still have that investigation type thing where the north wing is basically like your stay rooms
Hmm.
for the night. And then throughout the week, it can be rented out as a haunted experience stay instead.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't know if they do it anymore. Does Lizzie Borden do that anymore?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what all they're doing there now. I think you can stay in there. Like, I
I mean, like
think.
renting it, like hotel wise. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
kind of having
Yeah.
like multiple rooms rented out, but it would only be like three sections where everyone would have like a open common room area, a like
Hmm.
mini kitchen area, sleeping area, and then their bathroom type
Yeah.
deal within that part. But I've also, and I know it sounds weird, but it's also, I don't want to do it until the security part
Hmm.
is taken care of and all of that other stuff is secured. I want to make it like an oddities museum, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool.
Like
Yeah, I
have
mean,
part
and
of it be like a walk-through oddities museum to where it would be like cases throughout the rooms where it's not taking so much space.
mhm.
It would still be like a walk-through tour, like how I do the haunted history tours, but there's
Yeah.
enough space to still investigate, like you can in certain museums and stuff like that. I think that would be
Yeah.
so awesome.
I would. Yeah, that would be cool. And I mean, you as much space as you have. I mean, you have plenty of room to
Right.
work with to be able to do stuff like that, and even more. I mean, you could maybe even have like certain areas set up to for people that stay overnight or something.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I do right
yeah.
now. Like I have stay
Mhm.
rooms in the front, but the weather there, it's either so too cold or way too
Mhm.
hot. There's never like an in between.
Of
And
course, sir.
and so aside from like when the teams like camp out, we
Mhm.
usually people bring like sleeping bags and tents and just sleep in the sleeping rooms. But I mean, I had beds in there and stuff before, but they got stolen. Like I bought brand new mattresses for those stay rooms and they got stolen. Um, so it's more like a you can stay here, you just got to make yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I even had like the cots and stuff, and
Mhm.
these motherfuckers had the audacity. They stole the cots out of the boxes. They left the
Jeez.
boxes in the middle of the room, but took the cots out and stole those instead of just being like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna take it all.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that you have the police department, at least trying to patrol to try to help you
They are amazing about it
keep.
because it's a
Yeah.
very small but big town in the sense
Mhm.
of there's a lot of traffic that comes
Yeah.
through there from the surrounding other little cities where they have nothing else to do.
Mhm.
And like the last time, it wasn't just they broke in, they also vandalized everything. They spray painted 666 everywhere and F God and kill all babies and
Jeez.
like pentagrams everywhere, tore off all of the doll heads and like spray painted the eyes black and like put it all in the middle of stuff. And it was really weird because about a week after that happened, one
Mhm.
of the girls, the set of girls that was on the haunted history tour, we were walking through. They stopped when we got to that room and they went, "That's weird." And I said, I'm sorry, we didn't do that. We just had a break in.
Mhm.
And before I could get the rest of it out, she goes, "Somebody's been doing that at our school." The
Jeez.
same thing, like taking doll heads,
Yeah.
spray painting it black, pentagrams, the same exact thing. So I've actually been in contact with the Valiant Police Department about that happening, and they caught someone who had items on them, but I don't think it was the
Mhm.
main person who was doing. So that's actually still ongoing. But they did a great job. Like of all the shit they have to take care of, they don't need to be patrolling there every 2-3 hours the way they do.
Yeah.
They don't need to be out there every single weekend when I have a group and sweep the building and then continuously keep an eye every hour. They do a sweep just to make sure that no one's messing with the cars out front, just for peace of
Mhm.
mind and safety. Because when a lot of people, especially people from the city, get out there, they're like,
Yeah.
what do we do if something happens? I'm like, the police are right down the street. It's fine. They sweep. It is kind of
Yeah.
a scary situation because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't have service out there.
Yeah.
Um, it's just trying to make the best of a spooky camping situation, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and the more like I'm sure once you start booking more and getting more people out there and they start seeing more people out there more often, maybe people will start thinking twice about trying to break in the place and see, that there's
Yes.
there's somebody on location or something there. Um, no,
Asheville.
I hate that happens, out there.
Um, that has been the just it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And so until we get and the thing about advertising is I don't all the people that I know in the paranormal are
Hmm.
pretty much up north or like, you know,
Yeah.
not near where we are. It's about a 12, 16-hour drive, which I get. Like I I haven't gone to a lot of those places because of the same thing, the time that it takes, the money that goes into a trip. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are a lot of the people that are sharing everything out. There are very few people that I know in the South that are actual investigators. And it's like, it's not like by choice, it's
Hmm.
just how it so happens. I mean, if you're watching this and you're in the South, let's be friends.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help that everyone that's actually sharing stuff, shut up, Darren. I love you. Um, it doesn't help because, I mean, it helps because they're getting the
Yeah.
word out,
Yeah.
but it doesn't help at the same time because, I mean, they're not going to book until, that's like let me plan this a year and a half ahead of time. Like in March, Rich and Edie, who are in here, we're
Hmm.
going to, where is it? It's not Velisca. I can't remember now. Oh my God, why can't I remember now? I'm thinking about it too hard.
Hmm.
Where are we going, Rich? They invited me because Josh Hurd actually
Malvern.
donated. Malvern, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Josh Hurd donated something for one of the fundraisers that I was doing for the asylum, and they
Oh, that's
donated
cool.
a night. And then Edie and Rich were like one of the only 5 people who bought raffle tickets for the whole
Mm.
thing. And they won a night at Malvern, so they invited us to go with them. So
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be a fun trip. I haven't been there yet. We had Josh on like a while back,
you haven't been to Malvern?
but no, I haven't been there.
That
There's a lot of
surprises
places I
me.
want to go to, and I haven't made it to yet.
That really surprises me.
Yeah, yeah. One of these days, hopefully, I'll make it out. Hopefully, maybe next year I'll get lucky enough to be able to go and check it out. But I mean, hopefully you can get more things out there. Maybe you can get some more events going and I mean, like get some kind of a little weekend events or something. It might draw people in or something
Now,
like that.
that's
Sorry.
the thing. I do public events,
Hmm.
but I also don't want to book ahead of time. So if I have dates open, I'll do a public event, but I don't want to take up dates that could be used for investigations
Yeah.
preemptively
Hmm.
and take away from that. Also, though, I run events for other locations too to help with that. Like, I don't make any money off of what I do with all of this. I just, everyone gets whatever they make, like the locations back from Tyler
Yeah.
Kilgore, all those other places. But the events with celebrities,
Hmm.
it's outrageous. I actually changed
Yeah.
up. I changed it up this year, and I charge people to do events.
Hmm.
It's outrageous what you end up having to pay. You pay thousands of dollars. Think about this, and I'm not knocking it, but from
Yeah.
an owner's standpoint, you have to think about this logistically. You spend $5,000, $6,000, okay,
Yeah.
2,000 of that, and that's like one of the lowest rates, going rates, just for a booking fee in the paranormal. Okay, $2,000 per person. Then you have to pay for their flight per
Yep.
person,
Hotel and all that
hotel,
stuff. Yeah.
car, Uber, whatever their choice of travel is.
Hmm.
Food, some of them include food, some of them don't. But that in itself is at least $3,000 or $4,000 that you're spending on these people. Then
Yeah.
you want to charge people. Then to even kind of break even, you have to charge other people $200,
Yeah.
and these people stay for like 8, 9 hours.
Hmm. Yep. It's definitely
It's
not easy.
outrageous.
Yeah, it's definitely not
It's
easy to do those.
outrageous.
Yes, and it's not cheap to do that. I mean,
It's
yeah,
not viable though. Like if you're
yeah,
actually trying to help these locations,
yeah,
th- like none of this money goes back to the locations. Most of them, I don't know of any of the companies that do it where any of the
yeah,
money actually goes back.
Mhm.
towards the locations. Um, and you're paying out of pocket. You're paying
Yeah.
out of what you could be putting into repairs, all this other stuff to have
Yeah.
these people come out. And then depending on where you are, people might not even show up because nobody knows any that person in that area.
Yeah. I know, like, with Robin, he owns Ashmore States, and like,
30K? What?
and
I'm sorry.
what is it?
That's nuts.
Gosh, yeah, yeah. It's not cheap to do some of these events. I
Wow.
mean,
30, 40K. Who has the type of money to be spending on stuff like that? You know what I'm saying though? Like,
yeah.
wow,
Well,
dude.
something that Robin's been doing. Some of the guys from the shows, like, he just rents the building out to them for what he would normally charge for the building, and he's just like, it's your event. You do what you want to do
Well, that's what I
with
do
your
now.
event. Yeah,
You
because I
can
mean,
do
it's
whatever you want, but you're paying at least this much, and I'm not paying anyone to come. If you want to
yeah,
run it here, you get yourself here. You're welcome to use the venue, charge as much as you want, set it up.
yeah,
And they get 2 days though. Like
hmm,
they get 2 whole days for what they pay for. And it's only like $600, $700,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is like the same as a 8 hour investigation in most other locations. So
yeah.
y'all figure that out.
Yeah,
Cause
and it's like here, I mean, we've tried to just charge the least, amount that we can, of course, because, I mean, in some of the places are a little bit different. Like here, I mean, we've got electricity, we've got plumbing, it costs, it runs the water bill up, it runs the
mhm.
electric bill up. You got heat,
Insurance too.
in the
Like people have
cold.
to
Yeah,
understand, and not even just the insurance on the house, on like the actual
yeah,
property, the insurance on you guys coming in.
yeah. Yes,
Like
I mean, you have to
costs
charge. Yeah.
that costs a shit ton of money in itself to pay for the insurance to cover you guys come in. Like I have liability waivers. Everyone has
Hmm.
to sign liability
Same
waivers,
here.
and a lot of did you know a lot of locations don't do that actually? I
Oh,
can't tell you how
really?
many times people have come in and been like, I've never had to do this before. I've investigated like 30,
Wow.
40 locations. I've never had to do this before.
Yeah, we ever like yeah, here every time as soon as they come in, they sign
People
waivers.
are litigious as fuck nowadays. You better be
Yeah.
getting that signature.
Yeah, yeah. When they come in here, yeah, they they sign the waivers when they come in. We even email them to them. Like they're even
Yeah,
attached to the emails where they can print them up and bring them here themselves and
yeah.
stuff. But
It's with your
you know,
receipt. Like you have all of this here. When you get on property, you cannot be like, well, you never told me that. I sure enough did.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is right there. Thank you very much.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of times people don't look at the
I
the
like you,
overhead
Mike.
cost of something. Good, good. I like talking to you. But I mean, it's like, I mean, like I said though, I mean, sometimes people don't think of the overhead costs and stuff with things, and I
No.
mean, we even like right after taking over here, we had the prices that it was like $400 to do an investigation for up to 10 people, 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. It was like $400, and then we charge per person over that.
Mhm.
And then they could spend the whole night. They could do like a 7 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next morning, and it was like $600. After we did that first year, I noticed, I was like, we could probably drop these prices. Maybe we'll get more people in here because it's more affordable to do it. So we lowered the prices down a little bit. So now we're doing like 350 and 500. So I
Mhm.
don't think that's too bad. I mean, if you get 10 people in here,
At
$35
all.
a person from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. So
No,
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Um, and it's like the time frame that you get too. There are a lot of places that'll charge that $600 just for 7 or 8 hours,
yeah,
and then but it's insane because the places that do that, it's like their names are bigger, so people will pay that amount of money. But
hmm,
then take a second glance when it's something smaller that's not as
yeah,
well known and be like, but do I really want triple the time for the same amount of money? I mean,
yeah,
I'd take someone up on that, but that's just me. Whatever. Uh, so
yeah.
frustrating.
Well,
So
and it's luckily, like here, I mean, there was a lot of things that was already furnished here, and we've had to do some upgrades with stuff because there's beds upstairs because it used to be a hotel when it opened up. There was beds upstairs, but we had to replace some of the bed frames, some of the mattresses and stuff like that. But I mean, with that $500 that people spend here to do that overnight,
Mhm.
because it's like you said, it's not cheap to do these make these trips to go these locations, and then
No.
if you have to get hotel rooms,
Exactly. That's why I give people the option of staying. That way they don't also have to be spending the money on
yeah,
hotels. And I have a pretty big size of land on the side of the
hmm,
asylum and in the front. So I also tell you you're welcome to camp out. Like I have a little fire pit on both sides, make yourself a home, use it as you
yeah,
would and don't spend that extra money because it's
hmm,
expensive, especially nowadays.
yeah.
Crazy.
Have you done any events like? Have you had anything set up to where, maybe like doing like renting out vendor spaces for people, maybe doing something outdoors there and investigating at night and everything?
So we do Cirque du Sang, which
Hmm.
is a freak show, but it's also like the vampire ball mixed with a freak show.
Hmm.
And we have like performers all throughout the asylum, all throughout the night, a bunch of vendors, all that type of stuff, and then we do an
Cool.
investigation after like the main event show thing is over, and then it's a sleepover too. And like
Yeah.
the events that I do, so I do like Fright Night, which
Hmm.
is an overnight camp out at the
Yeah.
asylum and an overnight investigation. So we do the haunted history tour and then we do a joint investigation. I only do 12 people at a time. That way it's a very small,
Yeah.
it's very painless so far as public because everyone's really weary about public events because there's so many people. The
Yeah.
12, it's basically
Yeah.
like three groups with three people each or four people, just kind
Yeah.
of coming together. And then you get to split up throughout the night and investigate on your own and just basically do it at your leisure.
Hmm.
But the campfire and just kind of make it like an experience rather than just an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, going back to like the celebrities and stuff, like it's hard for me to do bigger events here because I mean my this whole location is like 4,500 square feet. I mean there's I've got the downstairs, the upstairs, and there's an attic area. It's not very big. So I mean like and
Like we get 5 people up here,
yeah,
two
I
here.
mean we tap out at like 10 people into public investigations, and
See, but
because
that's
having too many more
good.
from that, it's just yeah, I mean
But you
you got
don't
people
break
walking
even very well with because you're gonna have to be like, oh, it's $500 a ticket because we
yeah.
can only have 9 people. And that's completely understandable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
And I don't.
exactly.
I feel icky about charging people that much. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to pay more than $90 for a ticket that doesn't include a complete like overnight or more than one day, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? No, that should
Yeah.
be like a 2 day type thing.
Yeah.
Um, I feel gross about it because not everyone has that money to be spending.
Yeah. It's not
And then we
cheap. I mean,
expect them to sit there and be like, oh, well, they were going to pour so much into it. But they can't. Not everyone
yeah.
can. It's not
Yeah.
viable. And then what good is having a location if you can't actually share it with anyone?
Yeah. Yep. It's like I said again, I mean, like here, I mean, we're lucky that, that we're able to accommodate people to where they don't, it's a better deal for people to pay that extra and do the 500 for the full night because
Mhm.
expensive as the expenses of a hotel room. I mean, you know how hotels are. I mean, if you want a decent hotel, you're gonna have to pay $100 or more. And then if you got a group that comes in, they're gonna need multiple rooms. I'm just like, you're better off paying that extra
Yes.
150, and you got $500 for the whole night, and you've
Hmm.
got beds upstairs here, so and it's still reasonable. Uh,
Absolutely.
and then they leave their equipment set up the whole night, and then when they're tired, they go to sleep. They leave the equipment running. They get up the next morning, break everything down, and go home.
I have had the issue though with the teams that do choose to stay that
Hmm.
if it's not like the weather that gets them, it's the ghosts.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like it was just too loud. We were trying to sleep and it's just too loud. Or like they kept touching us. Like we just couldn't sleep, and not in like like a aggressive or abrasive way, but they were
Yeah.
actually trying to sleep and just kept getting messed with so bad. They're like, we had to go somewhere else and go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was kind of looking here on the some of the comments and stuff, and yeah, Darren said at the museum they charge 150 for 8 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
that doesn't seem bad. That's a long time, and a
Yeah.
small group is nice, especially in
Yeah.
places like that, because like you got to be careful.
Mhm.
I loved it. Museums are one of my favorite things to do, but oh, it's what you know the term "a bull in a china shop."
Mhm.
It's me. I'm a bull in a china shop. Very very breaky.
Yeah. We can see. Yeah. Hello, are you live? Yeah, we are live. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. We do the show 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time every Tuesday, and we got Ashley talking to us tonight. Oh, Darren asked you a question on here. He said, "What's your favorite food that you like to make for the asylum?"
Ooh. Um, that has to be between barbecue and when I do the Chamorro food. Because, so I feed people.
Mhm.
You can include dinner and I feed it to you. Like, I make
Yeah.
food and bring it. Um, and yeah, but barbecue, especially because it's easier out there. Oh, and barbecue's just the best. But yeah, but I think that's just because those are my favorite foods that I make. So that's my
Mhm.
favorite food to make for them.
Yeah.
See, now
Yeah.
Trina said that it's hard to believe because they always sign them. Down here, that's not the case. Like,
Yeah.
I, aside from myself, cannot think
Mhm.
of any other place that I've investigated where I've had to sign a waiver.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. As soon as people get here, that's one of the first things they do. Is sign waivers here.
Even when I do
Yeah.
public events, like when
Hmm.
people have me do events at their locations and stuff like that, I make everyone sign a waiver when you're
Yeah.
investigating with me. Because, like I said, people are litigious. Someone gonna sprain their ankle and be like, "This was your fault." No, it wasn't. You signed that waiver. It ain't my fault. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Don't be fucked up. We take too many walks.
Yeah.
People don't get me.
I mean, it is. I mean, going back to like what we were talking about before. I mean, the overhead costs. I mean, you have to have all these different things. I mean, that you have to and it's even harder too. Like when what you're saying. I mean, you got people breaking in and taking things, and that just sets you back even more.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hopefully, all
because
that stuff
my
stops.
electricity was almost up and running finally
Yeah,
after 2 years, and they took it all out. Every
yeah,
single bit of it.
yeah.
Drives me nuts.
So Darren asked. He said, "Did you get that one wing covered up yet?"
Yes, for the most part. There's still one window that I can't get the board to stay the right way. I don't
Hmm.
think I have the right drill bit though for it because it's a concrete on the outside of where it needs to go. I could get a smaller
Hmm.
board, but then I'd have to do it into the metal, and I don't want
Yeah.
to have to screw it into that because then I think that would fuck up the frame. But there's barbed wire, not barbed wire. There's that rebar type of
Hmm.
gating on the inside. So I'm not really that worried about that particular window. But I did get most of them covered up. He's talked about that storm, like the whole entire south and north wing or main wing. Like
Yeah.
the wind was just so bad. It took off all of the boards that I had up on all of the windows and knocked everything out. It knocked
Gee
out a bunch of the
whiz.
glass too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no bueno.
Yeah. It never fails. There's always setbacks, right?
Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, yeah, it's fine, you got this, you got it. Like, and I appreciate the support, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I want to be able to just bitch about it too, because I feel like that's just as healthy as being like, oh my god, this is amazing. It also
Hmm.
fucking sucks sometimes though. Like,
Good times and
I'm a
bad
very big
times.
believer, yeah, in that yin and yang, that balance of have true teams that can help. That's easier said than done. There are a lot of people like I finally asked for help. I
Hmm.
have a horrible time doing that. Because I don't want to be a burden to anyone. Like this, I took this on. It shouldn't be anyone else's problem. But I finally, about a month or so ago, I think, publicly, like or on my page at least, asked for help running tours and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, I'm answering you. Um, People were like, so I had asked people before, and no one ever
Hmm.
like really spoke up. Then I changed it to you can have a free investigation on me if you help out. And
Yeah.
then suddenly everyone wants to help.
Yeah.
And then that just made me feel really because I was like, why? So you're only doing this because there's something in it for you, not because you actually want to help out. And I just
Yeah.
rather not
Well,
have that
I mean,
energy. Like
sometimes
I
it's good to
get,
ask for that help, though. I mean, because then
yeah,
you can get some genuine teams that want to help.
and
That's like that
I
care
did.
about these locations. Yeah.
I got
So
a
yeah.
few, but there was just it was gross. It was like people that I never like even really talked to were messaging me and being like, "Oh yeah, I could be there, no problem." And I'm like, "You've been saying for the last 3 years that you were going to book, never have, mind you, but now that you have an opportunity to get a free night, you're suddenly like, oh, count me in. I can finally make it that way when it's for free."
Hey, put them to work. Get them out there, and get them to
Oh,
helping you with some stuff that needs to be done out there.
I'm good. I'm gravy, super gravy. Darren, you got to get out of here. You make my Sesame Street come out too much.
We're getting close to like running out of time here, but I think Robin pulled up a banner on here. Like, I thought he had something on here. It had some of your information on here, but no, I was mistaken. It was just showing it was something saying that when you were going to be on and everything. But anyway, like, where can people find you on social media and stuff? I mean, so they can look into the place and booking and all that good stuff.
So, Broken Bow Asylum, we only have the Facebook page for right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the link in the chat real quick. There you go. Um, but I have, and I'm going to pull this up too, the Storming the Unknown podcast, which is on our U Media Network.
Hmm.
Season 4 will be coming back live this weekend, actually, on the 19th and 20th from Tyler Comic Con. I got asked to be a panel moderator and MC at Tyler Comic Con this year.
That's
So
cool.
that's where I'm going to be going live from with like interviews. The guy, the animator from Animaniacs,
Hmm.
um, the kid who was in Mighty Ducks and Heavyweight, Aaron Schwartz, a
Cool.
bunch of the guys from My Hero Academia, like all of the animes. I don't want to get too nerdy and weird about this because this is ghost stuff.
That's all right.
You know, it's going to be a jolly good time. The only thing I love more than ghosts is nerd stuff. So I'm so excited.
I hear
Um,
you. Yeah.
that'll be coming up, so you can catch that. And then uh, it's going to be paranormal stuff the rest of the season. Then it'll be on RU
Hmm.
Media Network, like I said. Paranormal Bully Busters is one thing that I really like to push. If you have a team that has a show like yourself, anyone who does YouTube videos, has any type of social media platform for their team, I have crisis resource information.
Hmm.
So Paranormal Bully Busters is basically we use our platforms to spread crisis resource information in all different languages, but also we do fundraising for the Stomp Out Bullying campaign that helps schools actually like come together and teach parents, kids, and the administration how to deal with bullying, especially cyberbullying, because it's like a completely different ball game that we're playing right now.
Yeah.
The suicide is the fifth or eighth. I can't remember at this point right now. I have so many other things going on in my head. But it's either the fifth or the eighth, but it's the leading cause of death in children from ages 6 to 11. Think about that, 6 to 11. Okay. And that's in
Yeah.
the top 10%, and it's suicide because of bullying. So if you guys want to help get this resource information out there, just send me an email, Ashley Storm on Facebook, or Profoundly Paranormal, Paranormal Bully Busters. So many other things you can find us on. You can contact us. We'll get you out the resource information, and you guys can help us. Not really, I don't want to say make the world a better place, but make it a little bit more comfortable for everyone in it. Because that seems
Yeah.
kind of naive to think we could just all make it good, but we can all help. All of the crisis resource information is from addiction, suicide hotlines, mental health, domestic abuse, trafficking, everything that you can think of. We have it for you. All of the
Mhm.
information, the resource information lines are 24 hours free and completely confidential. So if you guys need help, just please reach out to us and we'll get you set up with anything that you need. I'm going to, in about a week, we will start the annual fundraiser that I do. So it's for the homeless veteran shelter in Dallas, but
Mhm.
I make care packs for them. It's basically like a pack to get them through the winter with all of the basic necessities and goods and stuff. Um, we're about to start that, to look for that on the page next week. Oh man. I know there's so much other stuff. On December 10th, they asked me to do um, a Christmas Carol haunting. So I'm doing a public ghost hunt in downtown Kilgore, all over
Okay.
the world's richest acre. Kilgore is a pretty creepy place. It's down in
Mm.
Texas, for those who don't know. The dates I have available for next year are February 11th, March 10th and 11th, April 14th and 15th. All of June is open except for the 21st and 24th, and August 18th and 19th, and then November 17th and 18th. Other than that, I am fully booked. It is $350 for 12 hours and $650 for 30 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 15 people max. Like you can't beat that. That's like I don't do math very well. I think that's like $5 a person. It's whatever.
Mm.
And for anyone who does monetized filming, though, we do add $100 for the package, just because the insurance is different for that. The waivers,
Yeah.
release stuff that we have to sign, so that's just a little bit different. Um,
Yeah.
but you can email me at bbasylumbookings@gmail.com, or you can email me on our Facebook page. I respond that way too.
Mhm.
Um, Other than that, yeah, Bookman. We're
Yeah.
episode 2
Definitely.
of Death Walker. The new season with Nick Groff, I think, is finally coming
Cool.
out in the US. And we're
Yeah.
actually episode 2 of season 2. So when that comes out, I hope that'll like help get the traffic coming through there.
Yeah.
Look out for that episode because
That'll be good.
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
that'll be good. I'll have to ask Nick about it. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
that's cool. Yeah, and then Northwest Paranormal Research Group said if you're ever come to Washington State, message them.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
You got it.
so yeah, there you go. But it's been nice having you on and getting to talk to you
Thank
tonight. I
you.
appreciate it, and thanks for coming back on again. Again, I should say, since the first time we had some technical difficulties and wasn't able to make it work. But yeah, we appreciate it, and
Darren, you're so stupid.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it because we're almost out of time. Um, so I won't keep you any longer. Again, thanks for being on and talking to me, and we appreciate it. And everybody, go check out Broken Bow Asylum. So, all
Thank
right,
you,
well.
everybody. Have a good night. No, 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 no.
There you go. All right. Well, I will talk to you later. I'm sure we'll be in touch soon, and you have a good night.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So we're all wrapped up. All that. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. If you get a chance, go check out. The other. You can see all the other episodes on here on the page here on Facebook, and then we also have LLF Radio on YouTube that you can go on. And I mean, there's like what 61 episodes on there where we've talked to people and done interviews and stuff. Some of the guys on the TV shows and everything. So that's pretty much it for the night. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, and you have a good night. And we'll see you next week. Next week we have. Let me see who we got on next week. I got to look on here real quick. Exie Smith will be on next week, so we'll be talking to her. And you guys tune in, and have a good night. Thanks for watching. My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.